Is RejuvaCare a legitimate business with imperfect reputation data, or is there enough evidence to make shoppers walk away? That's harder to answer than simply looking at one trust score. Disclaimer, this review is based on the supplied RejuvaCare storefront information and third-party reputation reports. The evidence contains contradictions, so I'm not going to turn an automated warning into a definitive fraud accusation. This is strictly a consumer risk assessment. The RejuvaCare's triple method back massager is advertised at $99.95. While a 2-pack costs $179.90, the website provides several conventional e-commerce features: customer support, a Louisville address, order tracking, and published shipping, refund, return, payment, and privacy policies. Those are meaningful positive signals. The main domain also receives a strong assessment from Scam Detector, which gives RejuvaCares.com 86.4 out of 100 and labels it authentic, trustworthy, and secure. But the evidence becomes less comfortable when we examine other sources. The supplied FinderScam score is only 42%. Substantially below Scam Detector's assessment, and the payment-related secure.rejuvacare.com subdomain receives an especially concerning evaluation from Griddensoft. Griddensoft labels the subdomain suspicious shop and reports a 2100 trust score, saying it is associated with risk signals commonly seen in problematic online shops. At first glance, that sounds decisive, but Scam Advisor reaches a different conclusion. It gives secure.rejuvacare.com a 73 trust score and says the site is probably legitimate. However, even that report isn't completely clean. It notes low traffic, an iframe, and an IPQS report identifying the site as suspicious and associated with phishing. Then there's the customer feedback problem. Trustpilot currently shows 0 reviews, so there's no substantial independent review history there. The refund policy also requires attention. The supplied information says the 90-day guarantee may involve a 15% restocking and processing fee, return shipping responsibility, and other conditions. That's not necessarily unusual, but consumers should understand those terms before ordering, rather than assuming 90 days means a completely unconditional refund, so I wouldn't label. RejuvaCare is a confirmed scam, but I also wouldn't give it a clean bill of health. My verdict is mixed trust signals. There are legitimate-looking business signals, but the contradictory reputation reports, phishing warning, limited independent reviews, and conditional refund policy make this a purchase that deserves extra caution. If you decide to buy, use a payment method with strong buyer protection and save the checkout terms. Would you take the risk or choose a retailer with a larger independent review history?